just want to share kind of just where the Lord has just shown me like where things are in the kingdom spouse journey. If you're in your marriage season and you're in a time of separation, and the Lord has been speaking about like this conversation, this reconciliation coming soon, and He's still speaking about that. But you may have seen some hiccups in the road. You may have just come across some things that might have made you feel kind of discouraged or upset, or made you kind of want to walk away. And the Lord just wants you to keep holding on. And I'm just praying that this word will kind of give you a little more insight and kind of just uplift your spirit and help you to keep going and keep standing and keep believing. So basically, I'm kind of sharing what the Lord shared with me in my journal, and I'm also sharing some songs that the Lord kind of showed me and used as confirmation. So on July, let's see what day this was, July 29th, the Lord had me look at the song Don't Talk by John B. And the main thing that the Lord wanted me to take away from it was the part of the song that says, "Don't talk, just move with me." And in the like music video, it's basically them dancing, but I realized that the Lord was speaking kind of beyond just physical dancing, because the Lord has been also highlighting like when this reconciliation happens to keep quiet about it. The Lord has been showing me the number in Strong's that means to hide or conceal. And so the Lord just wants this reconciliation to be protected, because even now there's been the enemy trying to get in the way of things. And that could be through counterfeits coming your way, counterfeits coming to your spouse. It could also be interferences with family and things like that. And so you just have to be vigilant and alert and do what you can to protect this union, because at this stage it's very fragile, and your spouse is very fragile too, and that's part of why the Lord wants you to be there for them and kind of just nurture them and help them to be safe and heal and grow. So with the song, with it saying like don't talk, just move with me, I really felt like the Lord was also speaking about like physically moving. If the Lord has been calling you to move, because if the Lord is calling you to move in together, then that is something that is gonna have to happen if you are to really reconnect and become one. And so, even as you're moving together, the Lord wants you to, not make these huge announcements about it, and keep it to yourself until the time is right, And also in terms of moving, when it says don't talk, just move with me, God just wants you to move in silence, and this is for your protection. So that was that song. And then, the Lord just wants you to continue to pray for your spouse, because that will soften your heart, especially if, you've been getting memories of like the things that they did that hurt you, or, there's things happening even now that might appear that they aren't really loyal to you right now. But just continue to pray for them, because your prayers are not in vain, and your prayers are making a difference. And the Lord said to not grow weary in well-doing. He will never leave you, and so He just wants you to keep going forward. And even with the things that may have happened that upset you, like when this conversation happens, you're going to have the opportunity to really talk about everything, especially because they're going to be coming towards you being very vulnerable and from a very humble place, and you're going to have the chance to really bring all of these things to the surface. So yeah, there's that. And then also, the Lord also said, your spouses realize that, so during this time away from you, they have realized a lot, and the Lord has opened their eyes to a lot of things, and their separation was needed for God to reveal these things to them. And so they know that it's you, and they are willing to make sacrifices for you. Um, and they are very eager to be with you. They've actually been lonely. That's what the Lord was saying, that they have been lonely. And the Lord has continued to remind them of you. So, so they have recognized that it's not good for them to be alone. So they need you as their help, as their helper, as their companion. And so God said, I am orchestrating this union. And God also said that He has recognized other people's hearts towards you. So your spouse, like, you know, there might have been people in your life that might be mutual with them, and there's some people that have not had a pure heart towards you, and the Lord is showing them that. The Lord is showing them people in their in your life that have not He's showing them their heart towards you. And so they may not have realized it at first, but the Lord is showing them now people's hearts towards you. Um, and so He wants to protect you, and your spouse is very sorry for the way that they treated you. So the Lord is also saying that there's deep layers of hurt. There's deep layers of trauma and pain in their life. And so, you know, when you think about like some of their actions and behaviors, like it was at least partially stemming from this pain and this trauma and this hurt that they went through. But God also said, you know, they will experience deep healing through you. They need someone to truly care for them and listen to them. And they really didn't have this for like, you know, I would say most of their life until they came across you. They never had someone that truly cared and truly listened to them. And so they need deep love to heal this deep pain. And so, like, when you hear about some of what they've went through, it might actually make you emotional. Because, like, you haven't seen the full extent of all the pain that they've experienced. But God has chosen you to love them. And then also the Lord was talking about just how they feel about you towards like just physically desiring you, because yes, they do want to be with you because of the presence that you carry. You carry this peace and this gentle presence with you, and they love that. But they're also craving you physically. They love your smile. They love your eyes. They love your hair. They love to hear your voice, and they feel comfort. They feel comfort and safety when they're around you. But yeah, they are burning for you. They do want to walk in purity though, but they do have this strong passion and intense desire for you. And so the Lord just wants you to stay strong, and you know, until that time, to just, you know, keep, you know, striving to live a pure life. Um, and so the Lord had showed me the song. The song is not really that appropriate, so I'm not going to be reading the lyrics of it or anything like that. But basically, the song "Good Kisser" by Usher, and the Lord was kind of trying to highlight the song to me for a little while because it kept coming on the radio, and I just kind of didn't really pay attention to it. But like this most recent time I heard it, the Lord wanted me to kind of listen to it. And the part that He really wanted to show me is that, you know, they might have been around a lot of other women. They might have had all of these other experiences with women, but when it comes to you, it's going to be completely different. It's going to far surpass anything anyone they've ever been with, any other experience they've had. Like being with you is going to far surpass all of that. And so the Lord was saying, like, when you are together, He's going to love your kisses. um and so um and so the song also says, like, I think she's a keeper. So like I said, like they know it's you, and they know that you're a keeper. You are a winner. Like you are someone that they want to have around. um and so the Lord said that He will confess his feelings soon because he doesn't want to lose you. And he wants to make things right. He's still been trying to kind of keep tabs on you. And he's been feeling restless in his spirit because God has been pressing on him to come forward. So you don't have to you have to kind of go before the Lord and see like what he wants you to do. But the Lord was speaking to me and saying like you don't have to do anything, let him come forward and let him reach out. But if the Lord leads you to reach out, then be obedient. But for me, the Lord was saying, you don't have to do anything. The Lord's been pressing it on them to reach out, so let them do it. And just saying that you are worthy of being pursued. So it is intimidating for them because they feel like they don't deserve you. And they feel like you're out of their league. And so I looked up what it means to be out of someone's league. And it's kind of basically saying like, you're too attractive, you're too intelligent, you're too accomplished, you're too beautiful, you're too pretty. So they feel like you're too good for them. So like they feel like they don't deserve you. They feel like they're not on the same level as you, and they don't feel like they're equal in desirability. They just see like an imbalance in ability. They don't feel like they're, up to par with you. And so that has been part of their hesitation in, going forward and pursuing you. And then also the Lord said that he's been weighing the odds of taking his chances with you. So as the Lord was like showing me all of this, I had woken up at 2:39 a.m. Well, that was what the time that my phone said. So the Lord had me look up 2:39 in Strong's, and it means to weigh, to test, to prove, or to ponder. So they've really been pondering on this, and they've really been weighing the odds of taking their chances with you. And so then God said, I'm giving my son the best because I want him to understand who I am as a father. And then so going back to the Good Kisser song and just that physical passion they have for you, the Lord said, he wants intimacy with you, and the passion he feels for you is intense. And he's either currently around a lot of women, or he has been around a lot of women in the past, but his heart is with only one. And so in this time that you're still in separation, the Lord has more that he wants to reveal to them. But things are accelerating quickly, and that's why God wants you in position now. And so God even wants your heart posture to be in the right position, And so he knows your worth. He knows that you're royalty, and he will treat you as such. He understands how much that you mean to the Lord. And that is why God didn't make it easy for him to come to you, because he can't just come to you any type of way. And God said he had to work for you just like Jacob. He had to work on his healing, his growth, and his development, so that he could steward you, he could steward this marriage, and he could steward you as this gift. And so the Lord just wants you to keep trusting him, keep walking in purity, and yeah, so you are far superior to any girl he has ever known, and he's come to realize that you are a keeper. So if God has had you doing anything in terms of preparation in the meantime, God just wants you to keep going and keep making progress in that. And also, your words have had a profound effect on him, and even if there's been counterfeits in his life, he can't see the counterfeits and come across them without thinking about you. So God has really been placing you heavy on their heart. So he loves you, and he will make it known, and he wants you to be ready. You are called to love him. You don't have to pretend or compete. He loves you for exactly who you are, and God has orchestrated this union. So he wants you to know that it will be happening in the physical soon. You will be seeing miracles this year.